how to make this mesh in Blender. This will be like a Minecraft diamond, so I think you'll like it. It'll be a 3D Minecraft diamond, and I'll be showing you a full-on tutorial how to make this diamond. If you're wondering, Blender is a free software. I use it as a fun way to create things. Anything you can think of you can create in here. So I'm going to show you from the beginning how to make a mesh in Blender. Of course you're going to need Blender. If you're wondering, you can get it for free if you go onto Firefox, Google. You can just Google it up, Blender, download, and it will show you download things. I have this in the corner, with, as you can see with my mouse, where it will show you everything. So whatever keys I clicked, it will show here. So you might want to look here if you're like, oh, what did I do? It will be up there for like 3 seconds. So that I'll say that in every single one of my tutorials. So yeah, if I click command like F, and then it doesn't do anything because that's not a command. But yes, so whenever I click left click and right click on my mouse, you'll see. So from the beginning, you're going to have a file open already, and you can, or just when you open Blender, you get a normal general file which should look like this. So if you've opened a file, do not mess anything around with it. So what we are going to do from the beginning, okay, we are going to start with pressing A to select everything, all, and that's going to select everything in this world. And then we're going to press X to delete. If you're ever wondering if you want to delete something, just press X. That will work instantly. Just press enter or click on the delete button when it comes up. What we are going to do, we are going to add a cube. So how you get a cube, you go on to add, it shall be in the left hand corner, and it will be here, ADD, and you click, and there's all these different options, but you click on the first one, mesh, and then you'll see like UV sphere, icosphere, cylinder, torus, cone, anything. You just click on cube, not cube, and you will just turn this little cylinder on. This is snapping, so basically, see there's a grid here. It'll move everything by like one grid, everywhere, up, down, side to side. So what we're going to move, we're going to move it up. As you saw, it was in the middle here. You're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, up to 4 clicks, yeah. So this is the base of our diamond, as you remembered from the other bit. Now we are going to go in edit mode. Again, in the left hand corner is most of the stuff as well, and there's lots of stuff in this corner which I'm going to show you in a minute. And you are going to click on this, so it should say object mode, and then you'll have this list of like texture pack, weight pack, any of these stuff, paint stuff, like any of that. And then you're going to click on edit mode. There's a shortcut for this, so if I go back into object mode, if you have a Mac or Windows, you can just press tab. See that on the screen? That will be a little one in the left hand corner of your keyboard, and that will put you straight into edit mode. So if you're wondering, yes, we are going to click on to this button here, and then what we're going to do, we are going to go on this thing here. So see, we're in this style, this will be coming up, and we're going to click on this logo. I can try and, so it will say bevel, this one here, just so you see. I put it close together because I don't need that much, too much. So you should put it like that. And now I will click and push out on this, and you can see it does some really, really cool stuff. So we are going to do it a bit more like, let's think, what does look like a diamond? I believe this looks nice. Yeah. You can add second ones, but I'm not going to do that because it'll wreck it. So yeah, this will be our base for a diamond. Now if you go back into object mode, you can see we've got a nice base. Now we're going to click on this, and we're just going to go here onto this logo here, move it says, as you can see, move. So we're going to have this, it should be selected at the top one. Now we're going to press this arrow and we are going to move it up, but of course we have to change this. Snap has to be off. There are many things part of Blender. There is rotate, where you can just rotate if you hold and like return, and if you ever do something and you want to get out of it, you just right click and it will go back to normal. So yes, if you go here like this and then you right click, it will go back to normal. If you do this, right click, it will go back to normal. So it's brilliant. This is all fine. But you mainly drag your mouse. Of course you can use your board on your computer or your laptop or anything, but mouse is the best because it's chaos often. With me, I've never been good at using that. So now back to the point. We are going to push this up a bit so it looks like a diamond, like this. I think this looks nice. This looks very nice. And we could, if you want, like scale it a little bit down, a little. Yeah, I think that's nice. Of course, this will be just the start. We are going to add cool colors. We are going to change modes. Like now, we are going to change in viewport shading. So up in the right corner, there will be viewport shading. It will look like this, not this, not this, this in the middle. Under over options, and this here, this is just to say you will have this in the right side of your corner, well, the right side of your screen, and this will show you what direction you're in. As you can see, it's very good to know where you are so you don't get messed up where you are. So now we're going to go back out of edit mode, so we're going to click tab. Tab will get you in and out of edit mode. And now what we're going to do, we're going on scale. Well, first of all, these are the slides. So when you have a mesh, of course you add one, this stuff will come up. Okay, I will show you from the beginning. Brush, not very important, you never need this, only in like very specific. This is very important, this logo here. This is material, so that will be the color of your object. So if you're wondering if you ever want to make a material, you can make it. But today I'm going to show you full on how you can make full stuff with materials, because materials is a big thing. You can make anything you want. To a big mouse, a big anything. You can make literally a white outlining on the big mouse when you scroll very fast. So you can literally make that out of this. So it's no stop. You can make this whole screen in Blender by making like little things. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So we are going to click here and this add button, and we will get all this stuff. I know it looks complicated, but you don't need that much. You only need to click one thing to make your color. Look at that. Any color in human history, every single one. You can make anything you want, up to silver, to like metallic metals and stuff. But you're guessing we are going to use blue. You want to use a very light blue, because when you add metallic stuff to it, it gets dark. As you can see, we have made a lovely diamond. But of course, let's do this. Wow, very nice. I like it. So you're wondering how I did that, aren't you? So we click here on this. one here, scale. And you can have these 3 things to move it in, out, and you can make it however you want, this diamond. It's a free tutorial. You can make anything you want. I'm just giving you a tips to anything. So like if you want to rotate it, you just go here, you rotate it, right click of course, because I don't want to change the rotation of this. So yeah, it looks very nice, but that's not the end of it. You do not just add one thing, you have to turn roughness down to a nice point, like this. That there is a very shiny diamond. Do you like this? Tell me in the descriptions, comments, tell me. If you want, I can send you files to get this. If you don't have Blender, I can show you. If you ever have any questions in the world about Blender, how to make things run, how to make things jump, because you can animate, you can do anything in the world, and that's exactly what you're going to do with this. This here is an animating bit for animating all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. They have everything. There are a few glitches here and there that I don't like, but it's okay. So, I'm going to show you this sidebar here. We've got colors. We've got finish a color. We've got a nice color that is finished. Your data is often very important. You can change things in complicated things. Like, these are things for very specific stuff. Constraints, there's not much to it. There's a few things. This physics property bar is one of the most important bars in the whole thing. If I click on rigid body, this will amaze you. So now we're going to go back up there, and as you remember, add mesh. It will say have like a triangle here, and we're going to add a plane, and then we're going to press S on your keyboard, and then you're going to click 1000 3 times 0. So that will make this board, and I'm going to give it a nice color so you can see. So let's just go again, adding a color in the material bit, and let's add a red. I know, it's nice. Yeah, a nice shiny red. Let's put metallic on it. You don't have to do this. This is mainly just a example. So now we're going to go back to that physics, that thing here, onto the plane. We're going to add rigid body, and we're going to turn this to passive. And now is going to be the interesting part. You remember when I showed you could animate things? Well, this is one of the things you can animate. I'm just going to tilt it a little bit over, like a centimeter, like that. I tilt it over a tiny bit, didn't really matter. It won't change many things, but it will change this. Look at that. Did you see that? We have just added real gravity. You can make a movie of a diamond being thrown. See what I mean? It literally lies it down. It has weight. You can make it lighter. You can make it with 0 kilograms. You can literally make it 0.01, and it will be literally the weirdest thing ever. See, it doesn't have much weight, so it doesn't move much. But we're going to change this up to 1 kilogram. So awesome. We have got a really nice. But of course, this was just messing around. We are going to change rigid body off this and rigid body off that, of course, on this folder. And we are going to press X to delete this plane that I just made. And we're going to keep it like this. If you want to keep the plane, that's okay, but it makes things confusing, and the mesh will look very different. So, now, we have one more touch to finish, which is, well, we are going to use the next particles. Well, I can show you that quickly. This is what particles does. So, yeah, if it's a hair, if you put hair, it takes a second to load. Yeah, that happens, you know what I mean? Don't use hair. So yeah, if you're wondering, if you use this here, it will just turn into that. And this I like, because you can use this for many things. for bubbles till anything you can think of. Just rice being poured in, little beads, anything you can think of. And there'll be further tutorials where I show you how to mess with these things. So yeah, we're going to pause that and delete the particle system because we don't need that. Now we are going to on this fixing logo modifiers, and you're going to click add modifier, and then you're going to have a folder, and you can, if you want, go on generate a bevel. It might be a bit tricky for you in the beginning, but if you find bevel, so if you have like a typing bit, or you have this bit where I have, which you won't probably, you just research bevel, bevel, okay? So yeah, and then you're going to click on that. And of course, you can see a difference, a very big difference actually. It has become nicer. And we're going to add a few more. Let's have like 0.15. Then we're going to change this up to like 10 or something. Yeah, this is exactly like we wanted it. Let's just turn it diode up. Turn it up a bit to like 25. So yeah, so you're going to have 15 here, 25 there. And voila, voila, we have got a lovely diamond. I'm going to show you one more tip just so you can get a few more things known about this slide. You can add a light, and we're going to add a sun. So anyway, we're going to get this sun and push it up on that blue arrow that I showed you that moves things. And of course, we have got a nice slide, and this diamond is looking amazing. Of course, there are many things you can edit and stuff, but I am going to show you this real quick because the tutorial's anyway finished now. I'm going to move this dot, and I'm going to put it on here like this, have it a little bit downwards, and we're going to click into the interesting thing. This is rendered mode. So now we're just going to go to the sun strength and turn it up to 2, and that will work very much likely. It should work very much likely. It will work like this, like that. We're going to put it a tiny bit more to the side so it gets a little bit more sun, so it looks nicer. Okay, like that. That is our diamond. Of course, if you don't want to have a render mode, you could keep it like this. It looks actually better, I find. I'm not a big fan of render mode. I often use this mode. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like, and leave some comments about some things you want to know. So, we're just going to save this as a diamond. Well, you could give this whatever you want, name wise, tutorial. Save that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.